Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jasmine, your new favorite esthetician, and we are going to talk about my first male Brazilian. So if you haven't already, go ahead, like and subscribe. Trying to get more videos going, talking about more of the daily things that are happening within the studio, daily things that are happening within the business and general growth and holiday season coming up, and some things that you should look into. However, this happened a couple of weeks ago, but I feel like I still need to talk about it, about the fact that I did my first male Brazilian. So this client in particular had been looking to book with me for years now. I turned them down because I was not privy to how to do a male Brazilian. Now, granted, it's nothing that it's different. It is very different, and no one could have prepared me for the discombobulation that I was going to feel before I even got to see the client. Like, first of all, kept telling me that he was from Florida, that he used to live in Florida, and they used to get male Brazilians all the time. And when it came to coming to DC, or the DC area, no one was doing male Brazilians. Like, it was women who are estheticians decided that they didn't want to do the male Brazilian. So I don't blame them, honestly. I don't blame the other estheticians and reason why they don't want to do it, because I can see where you would feel uncomfortable if you are not really comfortable with anatomy in general. Like, for me, I had to get over it kind of fast because I was thrown into doing Brazilians in general. So I had to get over the fact that this is somebody's whole private area, and I just had to wax it anyway. So while I am talking to y'all about this waxing, I need to unpack some packages. So you guys want to sit here with me as I do that. Or some more tuya for the brows, the lamination. Yeah, there's another brand I actually want to try, but there's a training that comes with it, and I want to take that training before I use that product. So I'm just gonna stick to what I know first, and we can change up at the top of the year. But yeah, I usually go with the vegan line. It has nothing to do with Brazilians. Even though you can book brow lamination and Brazilian together, I would do that. You'll be with me for at least an hour. Yeah. Enjoy. Anywho, back to the male Brazilian. So when I really think about it, it's all about getting over anatomy. Get over it. It's a body. If you are going to be in this field, you're going to experience different bodies, different people, different smells, different all the things. You're going to experience things that are different. So you have to be prepared. So of course, I've never done a Brazilian before. He actually he convinced me that I was able to do it. I know I can do it, but it just was like, I don't want to. I kind of was like, you know what? I need the experience. So the man seemed to be, at the time, while booking the appointment, seemed to be very professional, very understanding of the fact that I've never done a male Brazilian before, and you are basically putting yourself at risk, even though I have been a waxer for at least 9 years. I've been an esthetician altogether for 9 years, but focusing on wax solely for 8 of those 9 years. So I put my big girl, hand someone and I decided that, all right, let's book the appointment. Charge them more than I charge for my women's Brazilian. That's normal, honestly, for most people who are going to go and do this type of service. You should charge for your time. It's a lot more terrain to cover, a lot more delicate areas that need to be addressed. So give yourself ample amount of time to get that wax done. But I also want to speak about how important it is to have a collective of estheticians in your group or in your community. I was able to call 3 people that do waxing in general, but out of those 3, only 2 people responded in saying that they knew what to do for a male Brazilian, let's be clear. So they talked me through it. Now, these girls use soft wax. I use predominantly hard wax for all my delicate areas when I do my waxing. So it just so happened to be a situation where I kind of had to take the meat and spit out the bones. Like, they gave me a lot of good information, a lot of good techniques to think of, and some things to look out for. But I was super grateful that I was able to give these ladies a call and they were able to walk me through it. So I hope that before you even get too deep into your aesthetics career, that you are building relationships with other estheticians that are willing to try different things that you might not be interested in or privy to, so they can help you kind of like coach you through some things just in case that you might need it. You never know what someone else knows that's in your circle. One thing I pride myself on is being professional. I like to keep my space clean and comfortable for my clients. It pays to be professional. It pays to, one, understand how to set the tone in the room, what vibe that you're going to put off, just to make sure that you are comfortable with the client that's coming in, because we don't always know the intentions of clients. I have heard and seen so many crazy things around the world, around the subject of male Brazilians, and it can be kind of frightening. So some tips that I would suggest: if you are a young lady doing male Brazilians, make sure that you schedule these appointments before the sun goes down. And consult with your client is number 2. Talk to them, make sure they understand that what this procedure looks like, so there's no surprises. And if you need to step away or you need to regroup as the esthetician, do so. Third is hand placement. Listen, we have to touch the things, okay? We gotta touch the things. If we don't touch the things, we're not going to be able to do the service properly. However, you can also ask them to hold here, hold there, stretch here, blah, 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 okay? One thing I've learned to do, even from that first experience, and even with my female clients, is that my hand placement is very deliberate and very intentional. I do not linger. And if I do linger, I'm adding pressure, okay? I'm gonna try to chop your ass. If you try something crazy, I'm going to karate chop you. But no, I usually use the back of my hand to stretch skin out, or I am using the heel of my hand to push up or stretch to move things out of the way. It can be done where it is not suggestive. The other tip is control the conversation. Learn how to control the conversation. Now, that conversation that I did have with that client, I'm not going to say it went left, but it did go to a place that it could have gone. The one thing I know how to do is reel it in. Anatomy is anatomy. If you're seeing them, if you're seeing one, you're seeing them all. There is really nothing that different that you cannot work through without it being weird. Like, be cool, okay? You are the professional. Act like one. After all those tips, that's cool and everything, but I have to talk about the anxiety I had. Like, literally, I was pacing in here, back and forth, trying to figure out, like, can I do this? Can I really do? I did it, and I overanalyzed it, and I overthought about it, over everything. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And the client was really great. He actually was a model for other schools to do Brozilian waxing on him. He was the person they would call. And I thought that was kind of interesting. It's like, oh man, you're open to injury. Like, my God, like, you seem like a masochist. You are a glutton for punishment. Because I was a model at school when it came to Brazilians, and I saw myself on that table. Out of body experience. It was not fun. So I'm like, why would you offer yourself up for that? Who knows? That's them. But for the first time experience, I'm glad that it wasn't anything that I had to call my daddy about or my uncles about to come get this man. It wasn't bad. I can be kind of weird and just be like kind of like off put by so many things. But when I say I'm so grateful that this experience was not like the experiences I've heard of other people, other estheticians in the area, I'm grateful for that, because it could have been worse, for real. So yes, I did put it on the menu. And I'm still not sure how to feel about that. I don't know how I want to advertise it, but I definitely want to do more, just to get the experience, because I want to be able to also teach it to other people. And then let's get this misconception out the way. It's not only our friends in the LGBT community that want to get wax that are men. Like, straight men come in and get wax too. Let's be real. They do. I completed my first Brazilian, and I am really stoked about it. I don't know why, but I guess, it's a part of the industry. As estheticians, we get really excited about the just weirdest things sometimes. And I guess that's not weird. It's not weird to us. But yeah. Let me know if you've ever done a male Brazilian. And if you have, put your experience down in the comments. If you haven't and you're looking for somebody to help coach you through it, I have at least 10% more knowledge than you do in the waxing, in that waxing world. Send me a message, leave me a comment. I'll make sure to answer it. And then you can also follow me on Instagram at EZINATOPIA, Ezinatopia on Instagram, or you can find me on my website at ezinatopia.com. Peace.